Yeah, so now it's recording.
That's recording, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do we begin? Where do we begin? Do we need to do a welcome?
Who are you?
Yeah, I suppose so. Do we need to stop and start again?
No.
No?
We just edit it, Just let it
Okay,
run.
Fair enough.
Sometimes people might like the cock-ups, we can bleep that
Like
out.
a right idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the couch, I guess is a good place to start then, yeah?
Do you know one thing I was thinking?
What's that?
Thinking about a name.
A name?
Yeah.
For what?
Well, it could be Trev and Daz Talk.
Okay.
And you'd shorten that to Tad Talks.
Tad. Could you imagine? I think we might get sued over that one.
It's Tad Talks, it's not TED Talks.
Yeah, I don't know.
We could have a blue dot on the circle, on the ground, rather than a red dot.
Red dot, that's it. Well, yeah.
Well, blue circle now cement, isn't it?
You've lost me now.
Blue circle is a type of cement.
Is it?
Yeah.
How would you know
But then that could be quite a good metaphor if we want to try and cement things and make things concrete and make them solid.
I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
I see where you're going with it.
Just spiffballing that.
I don't know if I'm buying it, but I see where you're going with it.
It's not you who have to buy it, it's they have to buy it.
True. Anyway, back to the point, right? Back to the point.
So you're Trev.
Yep, I'm Trev. This is Darren. This is good chat, Darren. Look, we've decided
Do I have to say this about you now as well?
You can say whatever you want about me.
Okay.
But look, we've decided to come together and to start shooting some videos. Purpose of this really is we were just talking, to be fair, about a week ago, talking about what we're passionate about, what we enjoy doing, what we've done in the past. And in reality, we were just talking about how what we're both kind of passionate about is partly making money, being successful, but more importantly about balance and quality of life and how to achieve those two things together. There's plenty of videos out there on YouTube now, but we do feel that there was nothing out there that was really grabbing our attention, that really related to us, not taking anything away from anybody else. There's a lot of good stuff out there, but we felt that we've got something to give. And that's kind of the purpose of the video today. So in reality, all we want to talk about is today for me personally is about mindset, open, closed mindset. There's a load of stuff out there, but in particular, I want to talk a little bit today about the concept of time and how a closed or an open mindset around time can be a real game changer. And this was a concept that really landed on my lap about 2-3 months ago when somebody was talking to me about the concept of time and who really controls time. So for me, it's been a game changer. It's enabled me to think more freely, act more freely, and ultimately make decisions around time and what I'm going to do with that time without the worry and the panic of what I haven't done or what I haven't achieved. So we're definitely going to talk about that a little bit. Hopefully we'll have a bit of fun. I'll hand over to Darren now. I'm sure he's got a couple of bits he'd like to add.
So I get a chance now, do I?
You get a chance now, yeah.
There's a chat.
I love to talk. That's why we're doing this video. I love to talk. What can I say?
Yeah, so why am I doing this? And why am I doing this to Trev? Basically because he's shit at staying in touch. And this is a disciplined way that I actually get to see my mate on a regular basis. And if we got to sit with a camera in our faces to make it happen, that's good enough for me.
Fair enough.
His is all very highbrow stuff. Mine's just like, I fancy some food, fancy catching up with my mate.
Yeah.
We tend to bounce off of each other quite well.
Hopefully that'll come across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a bit more process driven, analytical.
Definitely.
You're into the minutiae of stuff.
Detail, love a bit of detail. Yeah.
Whereas me,
mate, you'll fly by the seat of your pants. But
my catchphrase
it
being,
works.
I've had an idea.
That's it. That's exactly that. Do you know what? Funnily enough, I was talking to my partner about you the other day, and I actually said to her, I said, you worked for me for a little while, and I knew who you were, of course, but we didn't really, for a little while, we didn't really have a relationship. Not that
No, because if I'm being honest, you were that man in the chair, untouchable.
I don't know
You were sat there and you had your head in the computer looking at numbers and stuff, probably what happened the day before, probably listening to some calls and stuff.
Yeah.
And you were pretty untouchable, unapproachable.
Yeah, I probably was.
That was my
Didn't mean to
perception.
be. Yeah, didn't mean to be, but I was. But funny, come back to this ideas, man. I think how we actually formed a friendship was, once you'd established yourself, I think you came to me with an idea, and that's actually how we started really talking, and how things kind of, how the friendship kind of grew from there. And since then, I'm not going to lie, I've heard
Is there
about
some
a
stuff
million
that
and one ideas, and
is there some stuff that we can say that, you know, if you were still employed by RG and if I was still employed by RG, it might not go down very well?
no comment.
No comment.
No comment.
Okay, so once upon a time, there were 3 friends, and 2 of those friends were involved in a meeting, and at the end of that meeting, one of the friends pulled one of the other friends aside and said, before you shoot off back to the office, can I have a quick word? And one friend said to the other, there's a third friend, and we've been thinking about some ideas about having a little side hustle, and you're the man who knows how to grow a business from 0 to hero. The other friend knows how to put stuff together, digital, electronic, computer stuff, whiz kid stuff. We're just lacking some ideas.
Is the man. Is the man.
So the 3 of us got together and we sat down, we thrashed out ideas, and then we came up with a couple of good ideas, and we analysed the risk reward from each of them. I remember doing that. Scores about this.
That would be me.
What's the quick win?
Yeah.
What's the gain? How hard is it to achieve?
Yeah.
Let's give it a score.
Yeah.
That'll prioritise everything.
Yeah.
I kind of knew where we were going to go with just instinctively.
Yeah.
And then some little bastard went and got himself another job, and so I'm too busy now, boys.
That sounds about right. And then fast forward, 15 years?
It's not 15 years, mate, because the other similarity at the time is we were all expectant fathers.
Oh, you're right. So it's 9 years. All right.
So it's 9
years on myself.
10 years ago.
Yeah, there you go.
That's 10 years ago.
10 years. And here we are, 10 years down the road, and we're finally doing something together.
Yes.
There we go, mate. Took him 10 years. But do you know what? It took me 10 years. No, you're fundamentally right. But that comes, do you know what? That actually comes nicely to the concept of time, doesn't it? Because my problem was, quite comfortable working for other people. Had a good career, can't complain. But it was fear. It was fear wrapped around fear of failure, fear wrapped around, do I have the time to do this? You know, I've got a wife who's expecting, or fast forward a year or two, I've got a 3-year-old, 5-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old. You know, I've got retirement plan to think about. I've got, you know, dependencies on me. You know, I don't want to let people down. So, you know, it was like, don't have the time.
Can we also throw something else into that?
Far away.
You
got anything nice to say about me today?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait for
that. You were doing great, but you were doing great for other people.
Fundamentally. Yeah, fundamentally.
But you never really got a piece of the pie for yourself.
Oh, that's a fair comment.
So you were
a big enough piece of the pie.
You were instrumental in helping other people build their plans and dreams.
For sure. And that's sorry, go on.
Yeah. And I've always thought that you've needed to have your own thing, whether it be a baby seed, a baby tiny little thing that could grow or could fizzle out, but at least having something is going to be a good and a good distraction. Another thing to channel time into.
Yeah.
And to know that you can be involved in more than one thing. So you can have the day job and you can have the fun side hustle.
Yeah.
You could be working full-time to pay the bills and work part-time on your fortune.
There you go. And I love that phrase. Fun, what did you call it? Fun what?
I don't know.
Fun side hustle. There we go.
Yeah.
Fun side hustle.
See, don't ask me to remember stuff. I'm a magpie. Shiny things. Look.
That's about right. But yeah, you know, the reality is bringing it into time. That was the fundamental problem. And then the offshoots and all the fears that come with time. And it's taken Darren 10 years to get us to sit down and to start something together. And this is just the beginnings of that. You know?
We touched on this last week. We were talking about comfort zones.
Comfort zones, yeah.
And comfort zones, they feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So you're kind of encouraged not to move,
Correct.
but it also inhibits you from growth.
100%.
But what we all don't realise is all the fun stuff that we want exists outside the comfort zone.
100%. 100%. And my recent endeavours have forced me out of that comfort zone. Massively forced me outside that comfort zone, you know. Relationship breakdown. I'm not going to be afraid to talk about that.
There's some tissues around somewhere.
There are some not those kind of tissues. But anyway, long story short is, there have been a lot of lifestyle changes that have happened that have forced me outside my comfort zone. And off the back of that, you know, it's led me to re-engage with myself and re-question, what do I want? What do I want to do? What do I want to achieve? Who do I want to achieve it with? And 1,000,000%. And, you know, this guy's never given up on me. Fair play to him, hence the reason we're here today. But all of it comes down really, not all of it, but really what we'd focus on is time. It's time.
Something else you said then, observations about other people, or sometimes I'll observe things about other people and I go, oh, you're a bit of a twat because you've done that yourself. That's why you're recognising it. Yeah. And sometimes when change happens, it's because the shit's hit the fan. Yeah. Or people have had enough of, you know, of having enough, of not getting enough. And when I've had good times and bad times in my life, the bad times, they haven't come all of a sudden. It's been a catalogue of events and a little slow decline, which you don't really think is going to have a cumulative effect and go anywhere. Yeah. But when I've seen a positive change in people, it's not often been incremental change. Quite often, it's been enough's enough.
Yeah, fundamentally. You reach a critical mass point that tips you over the edge, and you know you have to make a change. But by then, you've already gone through a world full of pain to reach that point.
And at that point, you'll have insecurities and you'll have self-doubts, limiting beliefs, all those punchy words that all the self-help books love.
Yeah, that's it. And you're fundamentally right. And I've gone through that journey myself. Yeah. You know, for sure.
I was talking about you.
I know. Yeah, I know. Cheers, mate.
That's all right.
But, you know, the key thing is if you get ahead of that, if you get ahead of all that, the minute you feel that anxiety start to kick here physically in your stomach, and by the way, anxiety is not a bad thing. Anxiety is not a bad thing. It's the most important fight or flight instinct that we have as humans. You know, it's in the animal kingdom. It's there. It's a deer. This minute the deer knows something's wrong, it feels anxiety. It stops. It looks up. It analyzes, and it makes a decision, and it goes.
Good video to watch. I'm interrupting.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll forget.
Yeah, crack on.
Simon Sinek. I think it's why leaders eat last.
Okay.
And it talks about the chemicals that go on in the body.
There you go.
Serotonin, oxytocin, dopamine, and some of that is the fight or flight stuff. Yeah. And you also reminded me of something else when you said anxiety. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. Something I heard once by somebody really clever. You can't fly without pressure.
Correct.
There's positive pressure and negative pressure.
Yeah, 100%. We'll talk about so many things here, but it does all relate. Because if you can learn to control that anxiety and understand it and respond, not react. We react as humans at the moment, and that's why anxiety and depression is such a big problem in society today. But the reality is we react to it. We don't respond. There's a difference between responding to something and reacting. If you react, it means you're already too late. You're being forced to react. But if you respond to that feeling and take your time, take your time with it and understand it and question it. Why do I feel this way?
Yeah, react tends to be emotional.
Correct.
Respond is
logical,
thought out.
Yeah.
Not to say the emotional is not a bad thing.
No, not at all. We need both. And you just brought me, again, mate, it's my link man here. You just brought me in nicely. The reality is that's our
food.
The reality is that's our food. So we're gonna have to come back to this.
Pause.